What's going on, peeps? How's it hanging? Welcome to the Friday edition of Friday Phil. I am your host. You'll know who I am. Unfiltered. Do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. You know where to find it. You know how to find it. Here it is right there. Boom. Do the thing. I need to make that smaller. I probably should make that smaller, but I'm not going to do that right now. Happy Friday. We are 1 week away from Christmas. We got a lot to talk about this week. We have something very super to talk about, but before we get there, of course, we will talk about Superman. I will talk about James Gunn's Superman trailer that dropped yesterday. There's a lot of chatter about that today, that's for sure, but a lot of cool stuff happened today prior to that, so I want to get the small stuff out of the way before we get to the big gun, the big guy himself. But I figured I'd start off with, well, something kind of funny. Actually, first, real quick, let me go ahead and just get the music going really quick, because I like to play some music. Is it night driving? This one? I want to do this one. No, I want to do night driving. Night driving, that one's better. There we go. Gotta love the music StreamYard loves to provide us. Definitely. Anyway. Before I dive into all this shit, though, let me check in with you fine folks. Yes, Donovan, for crying out loud, I see you in my chat. Thank you for the mass messages. I will get to a lot of what we're talking about here. I will get to that thing, that this Stady Sync thing that he's pushing. Yes, I will get to that. We got Braden in the chat. My faithful Braden, how's it going, man? Daryl, how's it going? Good to see you. Draven Mayberry, my boy, my baby bro. How's it going, bro? How's it going? We got Raynell Martinez. How's it going? Good to see you. We got Derpy Entertainment. Philly, that's me. You know it. We got Jeffrey Dirksen, the Keyblade Master. I know what Phil thinks about the Superman trailer, and I think it's amazing. I will get to my thoughts for sure. We will talk about the Superman trailer today. Trust. We may even just break it down. I may just break it down right here on the show for everyone. Go through it frame by frame, talk about things we see. Donovan Mark got 2 more Superman shirts yesterday. That has to take me home on both. See, there you go. Awesome. We'd love to hear it. Hey, Jeffrey. I already pulled up your other chat, but hey, man. Creature Commandos is awesome. That's on the docket today for sure. Dalton Bell, how's it going? Weasel is for sure innocent. Yes, Donovan's right. Weasel is innocent. Justice for Weasel in the 4th episode of Creature Commandos titled Chasing Squirrels. What an episode, right? Like what an episode. But before we get to that, let's have a good laugh, shall we? The Rat is pushing some bullshit about X-Men. Okay, so I literally saw this right before I went home. This is just oh man, this is too funny. This is just way too funny. I laughed when I saw this because I know it's not true. I can tell you right now it's not true. But according to Jeff Snyder, Sadie Sink is rumored as the MCU's Jean Grey. Okay. Well, considering this came from the, hold on, what do we all? Who's listening to the?
Maybe the problem is the fuck puppet delivering.
Oh yeah.
That's right, the fuck puppet delivering this news. That's the fucking problem, everybody. Let me tell you something. Number 1. There is no director titled or attached to Marvel Studios' current project for the X-Men. Number 2, that script, as far as I know, is not done. So, how can you bring someone in or rumor someone for the role if you can't even have them fucking read for it yet? The smells of some fucking bullshit by that fucking rat, Jeff Snyder. That's what this smells like. This smells like some fucking grade A fucking bullshit. Because that's what it is. It's fucking bullshit. That's all it is. Total bullshit. Total bullshit. But saw something else from this fucking idiot that made me laugh too. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this as well. Go ahead and take down this banner right quick. Let's just take this down real quick. This other thing is pertaining to the super talk that we will get to, but I figured I'd show it now since we're on the topic of the Rat. This is just fucking hilarious. So this was sent to me by, I will not disclose who sent this to me, but apparently this idiot put this shit out on Twitter. Wasn't invited this time because I was told last time I asked too many good questions and made the Geek Press look bad. They wanted a softball game and I came in throwing heat. All good. Enjoy. know what I say to that? Here's what I say to that. First of all,
get him out of here.
Shut the fuck up, fat man. This ain't none of your goddamn business.
but to my initial reaction to this was a lot more closer to
You probably shouldn't laugh anymore.
Okay, so let's break this down real quick. Number one, I can guarantee you he was not invited because he asked good questions. He doesn't even know how to ask a good question. Number two, he wasn't asked to go because someone over there at WB and DC Studios does not fucking like him. Number three, the whole fucking Hollywood trades don't even like him. He was let go from the Wrap. He was let go from fucking, probably I think Variety. I don't even remember. This guy can't get a fucking reliable, credible trade job to save his fucking ass. That's why he spends his time on the John Rocha show spewing his bullshit. Granted, look, I don't got a problem with John Rocha. If he wants to entertain Jeff Snyder's nonsense, that's entirely his business. If that gets him super chats, hey, fucking more power to you, John Rocha. But man, putting stock into this fucking moron's bullshit, entirely on you if you want to do that. I'm not saying anyone in our chat does that. I'm just saying the collective view of the internet. If anyone wants to put stock in this rat, because that's what he is. He is a fucking rat scrambling for scraps to put out a story. That's what he is. A fucking rat. And if someone wants to clip this and share this to that rat, I welcome it. I welcome it. I welcome a conversation with this guy. I would love to call this clown out on his bullshit in a live format because he's full of shit. He's not gotten one thing right when it comes to DC, and everyone thinks he's so fucking cool because he fucking broke the Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom thing right before Comic-Con and right before the fucking Russo brothers came back to direct the damn movie. I wouldn't even call it broke it because it was a rumor at that time. Fuck Jeff Snyder. That dude's an asswipe, and I'm glad he didn't go to that Superman trailer premiere. Fuck that idiot. Anyway, moving right along, let's talk about some more fun stuff. Thunderbolts! So I saw this Entertainment Weekly spread of the Thunderbolts with a whole bunch of images and a whole crap ton of fucking quotes about Julia Louis-Dreyfus, blah, 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 blah. Let's go ahead and break this shit down, shall we? Let's do the breakdown. I gotta make a fucking GIF for that. That'd be pretty cool, right? Or like a clip. I gotta do a clip. I should make a clip for that. That'd be pretty fun. Anyway. Share screen. Present. Share the screen. There we are. Boom. All right. Okay. Julia Louis-Dreyfus says Marvel's Thunderbolts will finally reveal Val's entire plan, and this is an exclusive from Entertainment Weekly. Some of her earlier schemes are going to be revealed, and then you're going to get a better understanding of why she behaves the way she does. Well, I like her in some things and other things I wasn't quite keen on, but here we are. No knock to Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I think she's a fine actress. Nice little addition to the MCU. Anyway, after years of mysterious appearances, Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, don't call her that, just call her Val, will finally reveal all of her schemes in Marvel's Thunderbolts. The actor promises it will be worth the wait. Quote, "It's a completely different beast." Louis-Dreyfus tells Entertainment Weekly of how the upcoming anti-hero villain team-up film compares to her previous MCU cameos. This movie is a real opportunity for me to really explore the Val character. You really get to know what she's made of and even a lot of her backstory. She's in it to win it. Huh. Really? Well, all right. Okay. Interesting. Is that Michael Ironside? No, that's Chris Bauer. I thought that was that looks a lot like Michael Ironside. Look at that fucking image, though. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. All right. The Veep alum had no idea when she first signed on to play this character where she would end up, but once she learned what happens in this movie, she got really excited. Quote, "You're going to see her entire plan unfold," she confirms with a smile. "It has a lot of mystery to it, and there's some twists and turns that you don't see coming, which are the very best kind. I wonder if they have anything to do with her possibly putting the Thunderbolts together. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. There's a lot of suspense, which is very groovy." Okay, that Julia, nobody says groovy anymore, but hey, to each their own. Ever since Val first popped up in The Falcon and Winter Soldier to recruit John Walker's misguided U.S. agent for vague purposes, she's gone on to collect more morally questionable, formidable fighters to her cause, including one Yelena Belova, played by Florence Pugh, mommy, and at the end of Black Widow. Right, her last appearance in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever revealed she's now the head of the CIA, and she's also the ex-husband of one Everett Ross. Believe me, that was a fucking shock to me when I saw that in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I was just like, huh? He pulled her? What? But then they're like divorced now, I guess, but whatever. Quote, her intentions aren't necessarily pure. You got a hero. You got an anti-hero. You have a villain. It's just such an anti-villain. She laughs as if she decides on that for Val's new label. Well, I don't really know. And here's another shot of her in what is confirmed to be prior Avengers Tower, now owned by Val. Gotta admit, that is pretty fucking cool that she's the one who ended up buying the tower from after Tony Stark died. It'll be interesting to see what she does with the place. All right. While Louis Dreyfus says that Thunderbolts won't continue to explore Val's relationship with Ross, fans will see some of her rich history in the comics that hasn't been on screen yet finally brought to life. Quote, when I got this gig, my husband got me the first Marvel comic in which her character is revealed. The actor says as she shows off her vintage comic book on her desk. It's the original. Isn't that cool? But yeah, some of her earlier schemes are going to be revealed. You're going to get a better understanding of why she behaves the way that she does. Thunderbolts also stars the returning MCU actors Sebastian Stan, David Harbour, and Hannah John Kamen, along with the franchise newcomers Louis Pullman and Geraldine Viswanathan. Is centered on the depressed assassin Yelena, alongside the MCU's least anticipated band of misfits, quote, according to the official and irrelevant logline. And while Val seems to be controlling each one of the mismatched team members, Louis Dreyfus says Val fits in with the group more than she may realize. Quote, she's sort of a misfit in a strange way, even though she would not characterize herself as such, Louis Dreyfus says. She's somebody who's definitely trying to prove herself, and in that sense, maybe she has something in common with the Thunderbolts, but that's me saying that. I'm not sure she understands that. There's another image here with the other Thunderbolts. So we've got Wyatt Russell, John Walker, Yelena, Hannah John Kamen's Ghost, and of course David Harbour's Red Guardian. And while Val sees herself as a Nick Fury type of leader, she may not be as in control of the Thunderbolts as she thinks. Quote, she is about 4 steps ahead all the time, or at least she thinks she is until she is not. Louis Dreyfus teases. All of these characters have worked for her under certain circumstances, so she would fancy herself as a bit of a puppet master, and she's very power hungry. She's a user of anti-heroes. She definitely sees herself as the leader, the organizer of this group, but I'm not sure they see her as such. After Marvel's massive 2024 Comic-Con panel in July, I was there, Louis Dreyfus excitedly revealed to the EW that she got to do her fair share of kicking ass in the movie. I'll be honest with you, she throws one punch, the actor now says, but it's an effective punch. Well, there you have it, confirmed. Julia Louis-Dreyfus throws exactly one punch in Thunderbolts. Bam, bam. While she can't reveal who Val punches, she loved getting in on the action with that one moment. I wish I could have done more of it. I felt like a badass, and I was wearing a really cool black leather coat, and it just felt exactly correct. It was phenomenal. And here we have the rest of the Thunderbolts crew, along with Louis Pullman, who is presumably going to be probably Sentry in the movie. Behind him, you see Hannah John Kamen's Ghost. You see Wyatt Russell as one John Walker. Next to him is David Harbour's Red Guardian. Yelena Belova as Black Widow, Mommy. And of course, every lady's daddy in the MCU, Mr. One Sebastian Stan, as of course, Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier. As for the rest of the action, Louis Dreyfus loves how there are more grounded fight scenes and stunts than what fans may be expecting from a big MCU movie. Quote, what's great about this film, it's got sort of a grittiness that matches up well with comedy, and there's not a lot of green screen. Oh, that's very reassuring. There's not these special effects that go on for hours. It's people doing their own stunts. It's got a rawness that I think the audience is going to very much enjoy, sort of going back to the roots in that sense. Okay, this very well could be the most action-centric MCU movie since Winter Soldier. I fucking hope that's the case. That's what Louis Dreyfus is most excited for, longtime Marvel fans, to see from this film. But there are two in particular she's thinking about. Quote, "My kids, I have two boys who are now young men and they're huge Marvel fanatics. I'm kind of doing this that they'll be impressed. I can't wait for them to see the movie. I think they're going to get a real kick out of it." Well, that's actually really endearing. Bravo. Bravo, Miss Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Good for you. She laughs as she admits she hasn't told them a single secret or spoiler about the movie. Well, good for her. Tom Holland, take some notes. But it hasn't been for lack of trying. People have been trying to pull spoilers out of me, and I just live in fear that I'm going to say something that I shouldn't. Well, that and Kevin Feige will probably send his metaphorical snipers after you. I've never been involved with a project like this where so much is kept under wraps. It's like working for the CIA of show business. I'm so terrified that I'm going to fuck up unwittingly, but so far I haven't. Louis Dreyfus shows off her secret-keeping skills once more when asked what the mysterious asterisk in the movie title means. Quote, "I can't tell you." There you have it. So, Thunderbolts. Asterisk. I did not put that in the fucking caption because I am an idiot. Anyway, look, this movie, I'm hyped for it. I'm super hyped for Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts is going to be fucking awesome. Just hearing all of that about the practicality of making this movie with little to no CGI involved. Damn right. Now, granted, we gotta watch Captain America: Brave New World before we get to Thunderbolts, and that's not a slight. I think Captain America: Brave New World actually looks pretty fucking cool. Come on, you're gonna sit here and tell me you don't want to watch Anthony Mackie get the shit beat out of him by a Red Hulk who's played by Harrison Ford? Come on, that sounds awesome when you say it out loud, right? Right? Yeah. But seriously, Yelena Belova is my forever Marvel mommy. I love that character. I think she's amazing. I love Florence Pugh. I think she is amazing. I can't wait for this movie. I loved all of the footage that I saw in Hall H at Comic-Con this past year. That was fucking awesome. But seriously, I can't wait for this movie. It's going to be fucking amazing. May 2nd cannot come fast enough. That's for damn sure. All right, staying in the marvelous world of Marvel. Unfortunately, Nate Moore is departing Marvel Studios, but he will still produce Black Panther 3. Now, this came as quite the surprise. This was definitely not something I was anticipating or expecting. I don't think anyone saw this coming, to be brutally honest with you guys. But yeah, Nate Moore is exiting Marvel Studios, and this is coming from Deadline Hollywood. If I can just pull the fucking thing up. Good Lord. All right. Marvel exec Nate Moore leaving studios. He transitions into producing. And there's Nate Moore with Ryan Coogler on the set of Black Panther 2017. Exclusive. Longtime executive Nate Moore will depart Marvel Studios and transition to producing outside of Marvel in early 2025. Quote, "Nate is a fantastic executive and colleague, as well as a wonderful friend to all of us here at Marvel Studios," Kevin Feige and Louis D'Esposito said. "He has been a core member of our team since 2010, and his influence will continue to reverberate in our storytelling. Although we'll miss him a great deal, we look forward to watching what he does next, while also having good fortune of working with him in a new way on our next Black Panther movie." Moore will stay on board at Marvel Studios through mid-March and the release of Captain America: Brave New World, where she is currently producing. The film bows February 14th, adds that he will also produce again Black Panther 3 for Marvel Studios. Get rid of this ad. "Nearly everything I have produced, I know about producing, I've learned through my time at Marvel Studios. I feel lucky to have worked with a group of people who love filmmaking and storytelling as much as my Marvel colleagues and the cast and crew of our films. I couldn't be more excited to apply my experience and passion for film towards theatrical movies in all genres, including returning to the world of Wakanda for Black Panther 3. Moore has been an executive in development and production at Marvel Studios since 2010. He is best known for shepherding and producing 2018's Black Panther, which grossed more than $1.3 billion worldwide, picked up 7 Oscar noms, Best Picture, went on to win 3 Academy Awards. He is also producer for Eternals, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. He also executive produced The Falcon and The Winter Soldier. Prior to that, he worked on Captain America: The Winter Soldier, as well as Civil War. He also helped develop the script for Guardians of the Galaxy and the Marvel's writer room, presumably before James Gunn came on. So, unfortunately, Marvel is losing, in my opinion, one of their strongest assets. but I don't think they're losing him in the way that's like, you know, the wording here doesn't imply that there's any like bad blood. It just sounds like he's going on to do his own thing, and that's totally fine. Like, people evolve and move on. This doesn't seem like a Victoria Alonso situation. This for sure is not a Jonathan Major situation. So if you see anyone out there peddling some bullshit about him being fired, pay it no mind. But yeah, it sounds to me like Nate Moore is for sure just stepping out and doing his own thing. But the interesting thing here is, like, number one, Black Panther 3 gets a soft announcement in the departure article from him. I don't understand that. Like, I mean, I get 100% like stepping away, doing your own thing. That's totally fine. But like, why the fuck would you announce or let it slip that Black Panther 3 is like in the works? I mean, I know Denzel Washington did it when he was on the press for Gladiator 2, but like, where's the formal announcement? This announcement should have come like sometime after Wakanda Forever, right? Like that movie should have been announced pretty quickly after that film wrapped, right? You would think, and by wrapped I mean wrapped at the box office, not wrapped shooting, obviously. But yeah, like, why is this announcement in a sentence here from a quote from him that I don't know? It just feels very like, oh yeah, by the way, okay, sure. I mean, look, I'm not going to say no to Black Panther 3. Fuck no. Absolutely not. But yeah, you know, hey, more power to Nate Moore. He wants to move on and do some shit on his own. I applaud him for that. Good luck, Nate Moore. Good luck, man. I know everyone in the nerd fandom wishes you well with your new endeavors. Can't wait to see Captain America. All right, this is the last bit of Marvel news before we move on to Star Wars and subsequently other things. But this last bit of news I saw is that Beyond the Spider-Verse taps Bob Persichetti and Justin K. Thompson to direct. I thought this movie already had directors, but this came as quite the shock to me. And this was very, well, kind of surprising. Now, this is coming from Justin Kroll, whom I trust over the majority of people in, you know, the Hollywood entertainment journalism realm. That guy never misses. Justin Kroll is like on top, and his sources are always on point. Anyway, the final film in Sony Animation's Spider-Verse trilogy has found its directors, as Bob Persichetti and Justin K. Thompson have been set to helm Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, and there's them right there. Yeah, Justin Thompson and Bob Persichetti. I have no idea how to pronounce that guy's name. We have had the immense privilege of being part of Miles' journey from the very beginning, and directing conclusion to his story is beyond exciting, said Persichetti and Thompson. The creativity and care poured into every minute of this project has been truly inspiring. We have crafted what we feel is a very satisfying ending. We can't wait for fans to experience it. We're bringing everything we've got. Persichetti and Thompson have been integral members of the franchise creative team from the onset. Persichetti previously served as part of Oscar-winning directorial team of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and was an executive producer on Across the Spider-Verse. Thompson served as a production designer on Into the Spider-Verse, where he was instrumental in developing the franchise's groundbreaking visual style. He went on to join the directorial team on the sequel alongside Joaquim Dos Santos and Kemp Powers. Okay, so, well, they have directors for the fucking project now. That means they're probably going to get the cast back together and start recording lines. That means the animatics are probably still being worked on, but they have, I would guess that there is a rough cut of this film, animation wise, stitched together to the point where they're good with starting to record lines, hence why the directors are being tapped for said project. But we'll see. I'm excited. I mean, hey, I loved Across the Spider-Verse. I love Into the Spider-Verse. I will watch the fucking shit out of these movies. I should really check in with you guys in the chat. I've been neglecting my chat. What is going on? Who the fuck popped in while I was talking my shit? Chainsaw, it's my favorite scooper, probably referring to Jeff Snyder. Phil is being extra unfiltered today. Yes, I was. Yes, sir, I was. Everyone just here supporting my bro, the one and only Phil. That is me. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Just flying by, but I smelled some Jeff Snyder bullshit. William Sly, you're fucking amazing, bro. Thank you for stopping in. Brayden, the only skipper I trust, Apocalypse Horseman. Granted, he does get some stuff wrong, but most of the time he gets stuff right. I have no idea who that is. Thunderbolts will be interesting, but the main event for me is Fantastic Four, right? Wearing that S in the proper context and color. Yes, William, of course. I love this S. I love Kingdom Come Superman. I bought this shirt specifically because it was available and I wanted it. Taskmaster is going to die in the beginning of the film because we don't see her with any of the other photos, right? Yeah, that's kind of the gist everyone is getting, right? Most of the scenes in Thunderbolts are practical. There's a scene where Yellow jumps off a building. Florence Pugh actually jumped off a building. Oh, probably. I mean, it was probably, behind a volume tech or something. I don't know. This wasn't on my bingo card. I don't think it was on anyone's bingo card. What film we talking about? That was Black Panther 3 and Nate Moore departing Marvel Studios after 14 years. Mutants in Wakanda. Maybe. Doombringer. I don't know. Curious they would announce the directors this late. I don't think it's like this late, but I think it's more like, well, now we're finally getting some traction on when this project is going to come out. Apparently the reason why this film is taking so long is because Sony did not like the story for the film. No, that was some bullshit peddled by Jeff Snyder, and then Daniel Pemberton and Lord Miller came out and squashed that shit. And then Jeff Snyder promptly had a fucking meltdown on Twitter. I know this because people sent me fucking screenshots of said meltdown on Twitter because Jeff Snyder is an immature man-child. But no, this leads, I think, more into the idea of like, number one, the film was delayed because of the strikes, so no actors could do anything for it. No writing could have been done on it to touch up anything. And since it's an animated film, it's going to take a long time to get made anyway. I mean, hell, there's a 5-year gap in between Into and Across the Spider-Verse. So that tells me if that's the amount of time it took in between 1 and 2, the time in between 2 and 3 is probably going to be equal, if not more, i.e., Across the Spider-Verse came out in 23. That means we're not seeing Beyond the Spider-Verse, I would guess, until at the very least 2027. Because I promise you, in 2026, when Tom Holland's Spider-Man movie comes out, they are not going to want another Spider-Man movie in that same year. And I only say that because Sony is arrogant enough to pull some dumb shit like that. They for sure will not do that because of Sony's arrogance. But at the same time, it's like, I think it would just be better to have Spider-Man 4 in July of 26 in between Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. That way you have that Spider-Man doing his thing, and then you wrap up Miles' story in 2027. That's just my guess. I can't say for sure. I don't know. I don't have contact at Sony. I can't say any of this definitively. So, yeah. Sorry. The fuck just sent me a post? Who sent me who sent me what? What am I looking at? Oh, that's great, dude. Dawson, if you're watching, thank you for sending me that, but no, I can't really comment on that, but it looks good. Anyway. Back to Spider-Verse. Yeah, I think that we're not seeing this movie until 2027 at the absolute earliest. That's just best guess, honestly. If I'm being brutally honest, that's my best guess. Do you think we could see the Maker in Secret Wars? No, I don't. I don't think we'll see the Maker in Secret Wars. All right, let's move on. That's enough Marvel talk for today. A nice good half-hour chunk of time there spent to Marvel and anything pertaining to Marvel. Let's move on to some other shit real quick before we get into the big talk. Superman. First and foremost, Skeleton Crew. I don't know who's watching Skeleton Crew, but it is definitely, it's good. I had fun with the 4th episode. It gave off very, like, Peter Pan-ish Hook vibes mixed with some, like, Little Rascals and Little Giants sprinkled in there, too. Just, again, the Amblin Entertainment vibes that we get from this episode, the show in general, is just fucking phenomenal. Oh, my God. John Watts? Like, kudos to you for bringing this shit together. This was also an episode directed by the Daniels. I did do a full-fledged review for this on Multiverse of Color. So, it was good, but I think a lot of stuff in this episode wrapped up way too quickly, and we didn't spend enough time with the Hattons, and that kind of bugged me a little bit, but it's not something that I'm going to lose sleep over. I will say, though, that the fact that there are other planets titled like at etc. or whatever the fuck, that is cool. That means, oh, okay, well, clearly there's like some indicator here that someone set up a series of planets all named after something, and one of them has a fucking treasure hidden on it, and it's clearly the world that the kids are from, at Atten. But what's funny is like when the episode ends and, you know, they have SM-33 like go haywire and he fucking goes to attack the kids, and Neil like bravely just fucking goes, no! Like, the character development in this episode was fucking amazing. Oh my God. Like having Neil talk to Hana, that little soldier girl from the Troics. Oh man, their whole conversation about like war and peace and like living a different kind of lifestyle, but still finding some commonality there. Oh my God, just beautiful written shit there. Oh my fuck. Just so damn good. Like, this is some excellent fucking character development happening in a Star Wars show about kids. Like, what the fuck? I did not expect to just get fucking emotional watching a fucking Star Wars show about children. And I don't even like the Goonies that much. But it was just good. It was really good. Super fucking good. Oh my God. But seriously, like when Fern tells SM-33 like memory override, tell me what happened on that, and he straight up went like this to the kids. It was
I take it back. You're not in trouble. You're dead where you stand.
And then he straight up goes to like mangle the children. I was like, oh, that's dark. But what is on Atten? What is so fucking important on their planet that even Smee, here's another big revelation. Apparently Smee and his prior captain were the ones who fucking scribbled off the fucking coordinates to Atten. They don't want no one finding what this treasure is. SM-33 was on the ship. That was on Atten. So clearly, whoever found it is the captain, the supervisor of the planet. Is SM-33's old captain the supervisor of Atten? I wonder. That just occurred to me. It could very well be a thing. If it is a thing, you heard it here first. It might be. Star Wars theory. Just kidding. I'm not taking that lame tag. But I liked this episode. Number one, because it was directed by the Daniels, and they did a flawless job for the most part. It was amazing. I love Neil throughout this episode. While all the other kids were like learning to, prepare themselves for battle, he's like, I don't want to do this. This is pointless. I just want to live my life and be happy. I don't want to go to war. I don't want to fight people. I don't want to be violent. And like Hana from the Trogs is like, no, I've lived my whole life like battling and in war and in combat. Like, this is how you survive. And Neil's like, no, you don't have to survive like that. Life doesn't have to be like that. I found that just so endearing in so many different ways. Oh, excuse me. I'm still getting over a cold. But man, this show is just so fucking good. So good. So fucking good. I love Skeleton Crew. I'm loving Skeleton Crew. I'm loving character development going on here. And even like towards the end of the episode when Fern has like this moment of like doubt of like, I'm a shitty captain. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't even get us home. And Wim is just like, dude, what are you talking about? You're the reason like we're going to get out of this. You can do this. And she was like, oh, and then the epiphany hits her of like how she was able to manipulate her nanny droid. And then she does that to SM-33. And then, well, that kind of blows up in their face a little bit. But I love how the episode ends on Neil being brave and all the kids swarming him and Neil just faints. That was a good cliffhanger. I'll give them that. Give them that. I think the next episode is directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. I think. Let me check. Let me double check that right quick. I think it is, but I can't say for sure. It might be someone else, but I'm pretty sure the next one is Bryce Dallas Howard. No, I'm wrong. She has the 6th episode. Jake Schreier has episode 5, and he actually directed Thunderbolts. So there's a nice little segue there. Well, kind of a segue. Callback. Segue, callback. One or the other. Anyway. Skeleton Crew, great show. Amazing Star Wars stuff going on there. Check out my review, multiversecolor.com, of course. Speaking of reviews and other stuff that I do at Multiverse Color, here's another one. Creature Commandos! Let me tell you something. I have had Moliendo Cafe in my head since I've watched that show. And mind you, again, I've seen all 7 episodes, so I know full well what the fuck happens. But this episode right here, this one I've been talking about, this one was like the, oh shit! This was the oh shit episode! Now, why was this the oh shit episode? Probably because, there's like a vision thing that happens, and like, there's a couple heroes on some pikes, and they're kind of dead. And, Superman's up on a cross. And, yeah. Okay, so here's the funny thing is, like, people thought that this vision was going to come from, like, it was going to be Cersei ruling the world. And I'd seen that rolling around. I was like, oh, no, that's not right. I saw a lot of other people theorize that Clayface is actually the princess. And I'm like, no, that ain't it either. But I will say that it was really funny getting to watch this episode and seeing all of them, all the dead heroes, right? Like you see fucking Batman, Wonder Woman, Starfire, Robin, Booster Gold. The one that made me fucking giddy the most was seeing a dead Peacemaker. That was amazing. Oh man, can we please have more dead Peacemaker? That would just make my day. Oh man, I want more dead Peacemaker, please. No? No, I didn't think so. Everyone else loves Peacemaker and I don't. But, man. The funny thing is, like, how Amanda Waller was like, yeah, can we trust her? And then they bring in some fucking expert, Amanda McPherson. She's all like, well, she did predict a tidal wave that was going to hit Themyscira within the hour. And half the people that fucking fled survived. The other half, they fucking didn't. So her clairvoyancy can be trusted. And then Amanda Waller's like, well, fuck it. Guess I got no choice. And she sees the vision. She's like, oh my God, what the fuck? That was great. And then like their new mission directive is like, no, you have to go back to Pekolistan. You have to kill the princess now. It's like, oh, that's dark. And Rick Flag is like, the fuck you are. And he takes off. Oh man. And then that fight with Rick Flag and Frankenstein in his house. That was amazing. And he fucking, like they're fighting. And like at one point, like they're exchanging words and Frankenstein just goes, you filthy piece of shit. Oh my God. I've never laughed so hard at an animated show. It's been a long time since an animated show has made me laugh that hard. Like that line delivery from David Harbour was fucking chef's kiss. It was beautiful. But let's get to the real meat and potatoes of this episode. Fucking Weasel. The damn Weasel from the fucking Suicide Squad. The motherfucking Weasel. And his lawyer, played by Linda Cardellini. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's how you say your last name. Anyway. Did not kill 27 kids. All he wanted to do was just be recognized and have someone to play with. He finds a bunch of kids, and they start playing with each other. And then, of course, a boomer with a boomstick comes and fucks everything up. Sets a fucking school on fire. And then Weasel gets blamed for it? Gets shot at by the fucking police? I never thought. James Gunn already fucking made me give a shit about a talking raccoon and a talking tree. As soon as I saw he was using Weasel in the Suicide Squad, knowing full well what kind of character the Weasel is, I was like, there ain't no fucking way you can make me give a shit about the Weasel. I was wrong. Crow, give me my crow. Serve me my crow. I will eat it now. I gave a fuck about the damn Weasel. I gave a damn. And I give a damn. Free that fucking Weasel. That Weasel deserves to be freed. Weasel is best boy. Sean Gunn is just having a goddamn ball with all of this. G.I. Robot, Weasel, probably Maxwell Lord and Superman. Seriously, this shit is going to be... Like, I'm telling you guys, like, this episode was fun. My favorite still episode 3 of G.I. Robot, but this was a fun, good, if not great episode. And again, You know, seeing all them dead heroes, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Booster Gold, Starfire, Robin, Mr. Terrific, everyone was fucking dead. And the fact that it's the Princess of Pekolistan? I mean, one could argue, like, how the fuck does that happen, right? How the fuck did she get all these massive heroes just dead on pikes? But only one of them wasn't on a pike. It was fucking Superman. He was up on a cross. Now, I'm sure, I don't know because I'm not on Twitter anymore, but I'm sure that, and please feel free to tell me in the chat, did the Snyder cult have an absolute bitch fit, and did they compare this to the apocalyptic nightmare that Zack Snyder was working on in his version of the DC Universe? Can someone please confirm or deny this for me? I will love you forever if you do. Yes, the blonde girl did look like the princess, and I think that's intentional. Even I like Peacemaker and a special... Oh, yeah, they had Dead Vigilante there, too. He could stay dead for all I care. I think he's so funny, but, you know, I can't wait to see Rick Flag Sr. beat the shit out of Peacemaker. Braden, thank you. Thank you so much, because I am not alone. I want to watch Rick Flag Sr. beat the fucking dog shit out of Peacemaker, too, and I can't wait for it. So do you think they're going to set up Grodd as the big bad for Chapter 1 of Gods and Monsters after what we saw in that episode? Daryl, I love your optimism. But no, that is not what happens. I will just leave it at that. Okay, Donovan, I know you're on Twitter, so yes, of course they fucking did. Of course the Snyder cult had a bitch fit about this, compared it to the apocalyptic nightmare that Snyder was working on. Of fucking course they did. Wah. It's not the same thing, guys. It ain't that fucking deep. And on top of that, how often does DC have an apocalyptic event where the majority of the heroes are dead? Probably once every 10 years. I promise you, scroll through DC history, you will find at least one apocalyptic version story in there every single fucking time, every 5 to 10 years. I promise you. It happens. It's not just exclusive to fucking Zack Snyder. For show. Phil, do you think because we saw Starfire, that means we're getting Teen Titans? I think that is exactly what that means, Jeffrey. I think since we saw Robin and Starfire and Supergirl, Supergirl was there too if you look close enough, I think that's exactly what that means. Now, since Sergeant Rock, the movie, and Teen Titans, the movie, have not been formally announced by James Gunn, however, credible Hollywood trades, i.e. the Hollywood Reporter, have put out stories of both a Titans film and a Sergeant Rock film in development, I would not all be shocked to see a Teen Titans movie happen. Everyone has a type, even you. Frankenstein is my favorite character. Yeah, right? Frankenstein in this is fucking great. I also want to see Batman punch the shit out of Guy Gardner. I need that Justice League International panel to be recreated. I need that. I need that with my heart and soul. I need all of it. I need that to happen, and I need it to happen ASAP. Please and thank you, James Gunn. Okay, well, all in all, okay, the last thing I'll say about Creature Commandos in the fourth episode, and even going into the fifth one, the fifth one's cool. The fifth one's kind of a, since this one was so big and bombastic, and it showed you the visions and shit, it showed you a whole bunch of shit you probably weren't ready for. The next one is the come down. The next episode is totally for sure a come down episode, where you're just like, okay, you know, we're going to take things a little slow. We're going to take it easy. We're going to focus on another character. I won't say who, but they do focus on someone, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, that's neat. But it's the come down episode. It gets really interesting towards the tail end of it, but that's all I will say about episode 5 of Creature Commandos. But overall, the saddest part of the episode is when they're going back to Pekolistan, and like Weasel is reliving his nightmares, and he's like doing the whole like dog twitching in his sleep thing. And Nina and the bride are just like, oh, gee, I wonder what he's dreaming about. And the bride's just like, you know, chasing squirrels probably. And it's like, oh, that's just fucking, oh, man. Oh, well done. Well done, Mr. James Gunn. Well done indeed. Okay. Time for the main event, everyone. The thing that's in the fucking thumbnail. The thing that you're all probably waiting for me to fucking talk about. That's right. Let me just go ahead and make the fucking status right now on Blue Sky and Threads. That's right, folks. It's time It's time. It is time. Superman. That's right, folks. Time to talk about Superman. I bet you're all wondering what I have to say and what I'm thinking, right? I bet you're all wondering. I bet everyone's wondering, like, what the fuck does Philip think about the new Superman trailer? Well, high level thoughts. I liked it. I was quite shocked that I liked it. I don't love it, but I liked it. Liked a lot of it. Liked a lot of what I saw. Sorry, just getting the blue sky post ready. All right. Anyway, so overall, I liked it. There were things in it that kind of took me out of it. There's one thing in it that I'm still on the fence on. But overall, after many, many views, because I've rewatched it, because at first I wasn't sure how I felt about it. Was not sure. But over time, and over a couple rewatches, I've kind of settled with my opinion on it, in that I liked it, I didn't love it, and let's get into it right now. Let's break it down. Let's break down this Superman trailer. But before we break down the Superman trailer, let's go ahead and just get to, how did we get to the Superman trailer? Well, first and foremost, Monday morning, 6 a.m., we got this beautiful fucking poster here. James Gunn shared it. It's got a really nice, beautiful score to it. And that's actually one of my problems with the trailer, is the score. But this trailer, this poster looks great. Loved it. Really good poster. Right? Really good. Really, really good. But then the more interesting thing that I think that came out of this was, a lot of the PR stuff. Obviously the press was invited to go see the trailer early on Monday, which was cool. But the thing that came out following the poster reveal was press who had visited the set in Cleveland 6 months ago when the film was shooting. And the one thing, this quote here, that I absolutely adore, right here. This is from James Gunn. I'm reading this from Screen Rant. My good buddy Andy Babak wrote this up. These are quotes from the set visit. Mr. Rob Keyes from Screen Rant was kind enough to visit the set. Was fortunate enough to visit the set, I should say. And Superman being depicted in many ways throughout the decades, Gunn opened up about the versions of the character that served as an influence for the DC Studios co-CEO, stating the following, quote, I think that all previous DC media influenced me. I think that obviously the original Donner movie influenced me, but there's also a lot of things that this isn't. Like I'm just making a Donner type of movie. It's very different from that. Zack Snyder did some excellent stuff. So there's a lot of ways that influenced me. And then there's a lot of stuff from the comic books above and beyond anything else, All-Star Superman, that influenced me more than anything. To take that sort of Silver Age feel, that sort of science fiction approach to it with gadgets, Lex is really sort of a sorcerer in that way. He's a scientist, but he's so good at science, I think of him as like a sorcerer. So everything influenced me, and that's just something that's completely us. The relationship between David and Rachel's characters on screen is something I don't think we've even seen. I hate to say stuff like this, but I don't think it's something we've seen in any superhero movie ever. All right. For anyone still doubting James Gunn, and I was a doubter myself, I will even admit that. For anyone who says that Zack Snyder had no influence whatsoever in his version of Superman, are you fucking wrong? And boy, howdy, did I see a lot of Snyder in this fucking trailer for this movie. Do I see a blend of Snyder and Richard Donner in this trailer? Yes, I fucking do. This movie looks like it is taking elements of both Richard Donner and Zack Snyder, much in the same way that Matt Reeves took inspiration from both Tim Burton, Christopher Nolan, and Zack Snyder for his version of Batman. The film was initially titled Superman Legacy. Now, I'm sure that has nothing to do with the other incarnations that came before. I think that has more to do with just Superman as a character. I think that's definitely more what the title was leaning about. But this made me so happy because on one hand, You've got anti-Snyder fans going, what? What do you mean? What do you mean Zack Snyder influenced you? Then on the other side of the coin, you've got the Snyder cult going, well, you know, you'll never be as good as Zack though. But then you've got people in the middle, I like to think myself as someone in the middle, going, good. Take inspiration from both. That's a good job. Do that more. Do more of that. I wish more would do that. And I think going forward, if you're going to tackle a movie about a character who's got a seasoned history and some cinematic baggage, and I don't mean baggage in a bad way, but like, you know, someone like Superman or Batman, yeah, look back to the past. Look back at who did what. Homage it. Make it your own. Do your own thing with it. Which I think this is exactly what James Gunn is doing with Superman. So, let's go ahead and break down this trailer, right? Let's go ahead and break it down. Just go ahead and pull this shit up real quick. Because I'm not pulling this up from the Warner Brothers fucking YouTube page. I do not want to get hit with a fucking copyright strike. I am pulling this shit up from the DC official page. And I'm probably going to turn the music off. Because I'll get that out of the way pretty fucking quickly. Well, good. It's already muted. Perfect for me. Okay. So. All right. Present. Share screen. Okay. Breaking down the Superman trailer. Beginning now. Oh, damn it. Okay, so here's something cool. And I'll just get this out of the way right now, too, about the music. I don't like that they used John Williams, again, even if it's under an electric guitar. I don't like that. I also think that using that theme and even using the font, 3D version of the font from Superman the movie, I think that combination, it feels a little pandery to the fans of Christopher Reeve. And in a way, I can kind of understand it, because if you want to not allude to what happened before, even though that's not really fair, but at the same time, it's like if you want to differentiate yourself, honestly, you could have used the font that you had on the poster, like the font that says Superman. You could have used that. I don't know why you needed to harken back to the Reeves stuff, but at the same time, like, visually speaking, there are moments in this film, at least there are moments in this trailer, that do evoke Christopher Reeve, and I think that's fine. But I think from a marketing perspective, I am not a fan of using John Williams' score under the tune of an electric guitar. I think that's a little lazy, especially since that motion poster had a nice new theme. Even though there were shades of a Williams echo in there. I mean, for fuck's sake, there are echoes of Williams' theme and Hans Zimmer's theme. If you pay close enough attention, it's there. But that said, here's what I equated it to. If anyone is familiar with the song Hurt by Nine Inch Nails, and then again, more famously by Johnny Cash, that's what I equate this to. I have never really been a huge fan of the John Williams theme. However, I like this rendition of it under an electric guitar. Granted, I'm kind of talking out of both sides of my mouth by talking about this in the way that I am, but at the same time, it's just like, look, I don't like that you used the Williams theme, but I do like the way that it sounds, if that makes any sense. Okay, that's one of my biggest gripes with this is the font and the music used. It feels very pandery to the Reeves crowd and to the Gatekeeper crowd and to the people who are decrying, oh man, this looks like Superman in a fucking Superman movie again. It's like, no, that's some gatekeepy bullshit. Get the fuck out of here with that. That's stupid. Go cry in a corner, please. We don't need that toxic positivity. Get the fuck out of here. But look at this. Look at this. Superman crash lands in the snow, right? He's beaten to a pulp. He's bloody as fuck. But we also get an intercut here with Clark Kent. Now, so here's the thing. When I saw like David Cornsweet in that still, that still did not make his hair look good at all. But I actually like it here. I like when we see more of it when he's sitting down, because it's not super messy like that fucking still shot made it look. But also look at this. Superman is bloody as fuck. He's got the fucking shit kicked out of him. Oh my God. Like, Superman got the absolute dog shit beat out of him. And I really like that this conveys a sense of anyone who thought that James Gunn's Superman was just going to be this poppy, fucking posing, just smiling freak the whole fucking time. Like, no. Absolutely fucking not. That's not what this conveys. This conveys a Superman that can take a fucking punch and can take a beating, and it will hurt. He is in pain, and he's not feeling it. This is real. This is, dare I say it, Zack Snyder. That's what this is. This is very much in the same vein of Superman in the ship adjusting to the red solar energy in Zod's ship and Man of Steel. This is Superman getting cut in the face by a kryptonite spear by fucking Batman. Superman, do you bleed? Yes, he does. The question now is, what the fuck beat his ass so bad to make him bleed in this movie? That's what I want to know. And I can't wait to fucking find out, because it's going to be awesome. He even spits blood. He spits blood. That's fucking, man, that's real. Have you ever had the shit kicked out of? Okay, this right here, this font right here is just, I'm just not a fan of this font. But this, whoa, okay. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, everybody. Oh my God, she looks amazing. She looks like she stepped right off the damn page. That confidence, that mug, that look, everything about her. If I am here for anyone in this movie, it is for sure Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. I cannot fucking wait to see her own this role. Now look at this right here. She looks back at him and he turns around. Look at this. This shot right here. I love this shot. This to me is like Fleischer Studios Superman. This to me is animated series Superman. This, dare I say it, this is Christopher Reeve Superman. David Corenswet is channeling some massive Christopher Reeve energy right here, and I love it. And he doesn't even have to say a fucking word. I love this. I love that he looks almost just like Christopher Reeve did in 1978. I love that. And I'm not even a big fan of that movie. But I think that the influence is very, very clear here. And I also really love that the Daily Planet is 1000% inspired by the animated series. If you think otherwise, you get your eyes checked. Take a look at that font one more time. Yeah, director of the Guardians Gallery. Okay, yeah. Font. Okay. Kent Farm. We have our first look at one Jonathan Kent. Played by, I forget the actor's name. Is it Pruitt Vince Taylor? Pruitt Taylor Vince? I think? Yes, Pruitt Taylor Vince. So here's the thing. Here's something interesting about this. What's up, Ronan? I see you in the chat, dude. But what I like about this, presumably, Jonathan Kent sees Clark become Superman. What I'm also kind of terrified about, he holds him. There's a tender moment there. I wonder, is Jonathan Kent sick? Will he die by the end of this movie? Will James Gunn do the thing that he does in a lot of his movies where he kills the father figure or he kills the parental figure? If it ain't him, it might be Martha. I don't know if he's going to kill either one of the parents. We'll fucking see. But this definitely gives me vibes of like, and again, there's no dialogue and context for any of it, so I couldn't tell you at all, but he looks kind of sickly and pale, but then again, he looks fucking old, so I don't know. All I'm saying is, I wouldn't be shocked if Jonathan Kent bit the dust by the end of the movie. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, okay. So this is cool right here. He whistles. And who comes running? Crypto the super dog. right? It begins. And Superman just says, Krypto, take me home. Okay. I can do the collar. I think the cape might have been a little too much on Krypto. I think that cape just might have been a smidge too far. But I ain't gonna lose sleep over it. I ain't gonna fucking get mad. I'm not gonna fucking, boo boo wham wham. I'm not gonna do any of that. No, I like to think I'm a sane individual. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm not. It's just one of those things. I was like, oh, okay. I probably wouldn't have done that, but I get it. I do like that Krypto was influenced by James Gunn's own dog. Oh, excuse me, Ozu. And he is like breed and all. He's definitely a Yorkshire Terrier in this film. Okay, this scene right here. Oh my God. Holy shit. If there was one shot in this entire trailer that screams, Zach, thank you for doing what you did, it's this. This right here. This sequence right here of Superman saving a child from the toe of a giant monster. Like, yeah, you can see the giant Godzilla kaiju monster thing in the back. And Superman just swoops in and saves the kid. So good. So good. Okay. Well, here's where people are probably going to start not liking me. Nicholas Hoult, Luthor Core. Oh, actually, if you look very closely, right there, right under the R, that is the engineer. She's on top of Luthor Core, but you can actually see her moving. She's probably working out or something. I honestly don't know. Okay. Get our first look at Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I'm going to be brutally honest. He looks like he belongs in a James Bond movie. He looks like the villain of a James Bond movie. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not even saying I'm like middle of the road on it. I'm saying I need to hear what he sounds like, and I need to see expression. I need to see performance. I can't just go off of mean looks and grave looks with a gun and looking angry with cuts on your face. I need to see more of this performance before I decide on how I truly feel. And also, he's got kind of a baby face. He's got that going for him too. This also is like, look, I am so just, I don't know about Lex. I really don't. And I am just very much just on the fence about it. Very on the fence. And I'm hoping to be blown away by it. I'm hoping to be impressed because my bar for Lex Luthor is actually quite large. I'm a huge fan of Clancy Brown. I definitely loved Michael Cudlitz. I think Jesse Eisenberg is arguably like the best version of the character to date. I'm sure that's probably going to get me a lot of hate. Don't really care. It's my opinion. It's where it stands. If you feel differently, more power to you, but that's a completely different conversation. The point is I think Nicholas Hoult, above any of them, has large shoes to fill. Definitely. So I hope to be impressed with more that I see. But let's move on. Okay, this is what I mean when I say he looks like a goddamn Bond villain. Why does he have a gun? That's what I want to know. Clearly, this is probably in Luthor Core, which I also like that it is Luthor Core instead of Lex Core. That's a nice distinguished difference there from, prior incarnations. I actually really like that. And I want to know why he's holding the gun. Does he have a kryptonite bullet in that gun? I want to know. I'm not saying I need to know, but I want to know. I'm intrigued. Would love to know. Would really love to know. But then we get Superman here getting ready to bust out, or he actually does bust out of a containment tank. Okay, this part right here. Really like this. Kid puts up a flag while amidst a bunch of chaos and just, I wouldn't say praying, but he's calling for Superman. Like he wants Superman to come save the day. I can't tell you how many times I've seen children do this. or I've seen like this notion of like, you know, a person or a child in imminent danger, and they just, you know, they close their eyes and they just go Superman, and it's just like that right there. To me, that evokes, at least from what I see in this trailer, it evokes to me that Superman has an impact on children in this world. I'm not saying that, you know, Zack's version or Reeves' version didn't do that. They did it in their own way, but I think this is a really great touch. I think having Superman be that impactful, idealistic, just beacon is just so cool. Like this kid is so terrified for what is happening that he the only thing he can muster up is Superman, come stop this, come save us. And then this, man, if there was any other scene that you could probably articulate or relate to anything Zack Snyder did, it would be definitely with this. This is easily like this evokes so much of what Snyder did too at the Capitol. Like this very much reminds me of that. You have angry people. You have just very much like, you have like, I don't know, like when I see this scene, when I hear the scene, I'm very much reminded of that. It definitely reminds me of that, and I love it. But it sucks because I've seen people use this scene to make fun of Snyder fans and being like, oh, look, this is the Snyder fans making fun of James Gunn Superman. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up. Stupid. That's so stupid. I don't get the tribalism is dumb. But he is escorted into a building, Stag Industries. And who comes out? Well, fucking Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and of course, I think Hawkgirl's there too, but I think, is she there? I don't see her pop up. But Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner is definitely creating a shield to like make sure that angry crowd does not come for Superman. But there's Hawkgirl right there. Okay, so I've seen some like scuttlebutt about how this looks and whatnot. I'm like, looks fine. Like, it's a superhero movie. What do you expect? Of course there's going to be CGI. And what, did you think they were going to give her prosthetic wings? No. Isabella Merced, by the way, playing the title character of Hawkgirl. Okay. What is this creature? What is this giant kaiju? What is this giant kaiju? I mean, now that I think about it, kind of reminds me of something from Lilo and Stitch. I wonder if this is one of Stitch's cousins, because that's kind of what it reminds me of. Then again, James Gunn movie, giant monster, they kind of go hand in hand at this point, right? Okay. Superman and Lois. And then in the back, there's that big ball of fucking energy, some shit. I don't know. Something's happening. Solaris? Brainiac, maybe? I don't think it's Brainiac. I think if Brainiac was in this movie, we would have known by now. But I've been saying for years, and I'm going to continue to say, maybe in the sequel. Yeah, I doubt it. Okay, so, okay. Okay, James Gunn was quoted in another write-up, and like the quotes from James Gunn are like all over in terms of where this movie is, and he spoke about the relationship of Clark and Lois and Superman and Lois, and he was cagily asked the question of like, or rather he cagily answered the question of like, does Lois Lane know Superman's identity? And he said, well, Lois Lane knows who Superman is. Well, if this trailer is an indicator of anything at all, I would bet you donuts to dollars that I'm probably going to guess. Yeah, by the end of the movie, if not even like the movie probably already, she knows that Clark Kent is Superman. It's either going to be right off the gate, we know this, or she will find out by the end of the movie. One or the other. Because, okay, so I'll jump back to that point later, but this right here, look where he's at. Superman is in the Fortress of fucking Solitude. And I'm betting you donuts to dollars that robot is Helix. Famously introduced in Man of Steel, #1, written by John Byrne, 1986. But I would love to know if someone broke into the Fortress of Solitude and did some shit and fucked shit up. And that's why he's kneeling before Helix. Maybe it's a training robot. I don't know. I need to know more. I need to see more. I need to see more of this movie, please. Oh man, this teaser is just so chock full of so many different things. That's clearly the fortress coming out. Okay. Back it up. Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho. Metamorpho is like one of the coolest characters in DC Comics. He can literally change his mass. He can change his form. He can do so much different shit. It's so cool. I love it. I love Metamorpho as a character. I think Anthony Carrigan is a great actor. He's also a DC legacy actor because he was in Gotham as Victor Zsasz. He was also in The Flash, I believe, as the character The Mist, something like that. I don't remember what, but he has like some green acid fucking power, some evil villain or some shit. But Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho is our first look at the character, and this looks entirely practical, and I love that. This was cool. This was really effing cool, and this must have been a real bitch to keep a secret, but man, this looks really good. Okay, this is what I was referring to earlier, like babyface Lex Luthor. I need to see more of this performance because as of right now, this is what I see, and I can't take it seriously. But why is that building toppling? What made that building topple over? I don't know. Not really sure. Okay, so that's, I believe, Superman pushing the kaiju. That's my guess. You also hear in the trailer, because I have it muted right now, you hear people chanting for Superman during this whole montage here. And there we get Crypto dragging Clark's ass back to the Fortress of Solitude. Because let me put, David Cornsweet cheekily said, like, well, do you really think he's going to drag me all the way back to Kansas? No, he's for sure getting taken to the Fortress of Solitude to heal. Oh, okay, here we go. We have our very first look at Ultraman, the character with the U on the chest. Some people have dubbed him Bargain Bin Black Noir. But yeah, this is definitely Ultraman from what I understand. Get a nice couple shots of them fighting in a baseball field, which is apparently in Cleveland. I don't remember which, but my co-host Vanessa over at DC Studios Podcast knows because she is from Cleveland. She's from Ohio. I don't know for sure if she's from Cleveland, but she would know better than I would. We talked about this on the DC Studios podcast yesterday. All right, here we go. We got Mr. Terrific saving some bystanders from what looks to be Luthor Corps drones, and we'll talk about that in a second. But look at the color scheme. Purple and green. These are definitely from Lex Luthor's armory. These are Lex Luthor soldiers decked out in Lex Luthor war suits. Faux show. Okay. If I wasn't convinced that Lois Lane knew who Clark Kent was Superman by seeing that first kiss in that first part of the trailer, I'm definitely convinced now. She will for sure find out by the end of this movie, if not already knowing, that Clark Kent is Superman. That's for damn sure. We get him. This is actually the one shot they used from that 30-second trailer that they threw in here. And this is the final shot of the trailer. Lois Lane gives him a very warm hug. Because that's definitely like one thing that James Gunn... Back it on up. You see that? What is that? That's DC Studios. That's not Warner Brothers Pictures. That's DC Studios. It means a DC movie was made at DC Studios. Warner Brothers has fuck all to do with this. Frankly, that's a good thing. But yeah, the fact that James Gunn earlier on said, like, I want Superman to look like someone could give him a hug, and the fact that he ended this teaser on Lois Lane giving Superman a hug, I was like, oh, that's very in line. Very in line. Very, very in line for what James Gunn is going for. What can I say? I like the trailer. I liked a lot of what I saw. I don't like the music all that much. I'm not a fan of the font. Crypto having a cape it's a little much. Definitely need to see more of Lex Luthor. Guy Gardner intentionally looks bad. That's intentional. So anyone saying it's bad, it's like, well, yes, it's supposed to look that bad. But overall, I'm excited. I'm not over the moon. I'm going to be there day one. But I'm not... I would say I'm very happy for the hardcore Superman fans. Because as everyone can see, like, I am a Batman guy. Batman is my dude. But this was a good trailer. This was a good teaser. and it's already amassed 250 million views overall. Everything on social media, the whole nine, looking good. Well, yeah, you know, I liked it, didn't love it, liked a lot of what I saw. And you can see the influences of Richard Donner and Zack Snyder in this film. You're fucking blind if you think otherwise. But I hope everyone else likes the Superman trailer. I've seen a lot of positivity for it. I've seen a few people fucking wah boo boo cry about it, but it's just kind of the nature of the beast, right? But I think that's what's going to do it for this edition of Friday Phil. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Jeffrey, Braden, Daryl, Raynell, Draven. I said Draven. No, did I? Anyway, Daryl, like Chainsaw, Donovan. Who else? I'm missing some. Antonio, I saw you pop in. Taladia, you were here. Chuck Gomez, I saw pop in a little bit too. David D. Am I missing any? I feel like I'm missing someone. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, Derpy Entertainment, Dalton Bell, Hunter Iggy. Yeah, everyone who came in, you know, much appreciated, much love. Do me that big favor, you know, hit that like, subscribe, share. I'm probably going to try and remix my Superman breakdown into a video. So that'll be there for future reference. But yeah, this was cool. Hope everyone has a great Friday. Hope everyone has a good holiday weekend as we go into Christmas next week. I will for sure probably be doing Friday Phil again next Friday, maybe even at an earlier time. Not really sure because of having time off. But, you know, more power to you, and everyone, don't forget, look up. Take care. Hold on. Take care. Much love. Peace. Bye.